Alright, so today I'm gonna do an alternator on my base model G37 coupe. So I did already replace the alternator once. The only issue is car keeps dying. Get my keys. Other than that, I mean, the car drives good, it has no codes, but it keeps dying. I have a huge parasitic draw. And what else? As I'm driving, my biggest concern about this vehicle is I have a cheaper battery, but just for the meantime, I am gonna get the OEM battery soon. But it is a brand new battery, brand new cable. I got a brand new serpentine belt, which is from factory. I did the alternator, and the issue is I couldn't find any new alternators. I mean, this is a 2008 coupe. I don't think they sell any new alternators. So I basically had to go with the remanufactured option, and it is under here. The only downside is that I did a parasitic draw test already, and I didn't find anything. I pulled off fuses from IPDM, from the fuse box inside the car in the cabin. I disconnected all my aftermarket parts as well, and I couldn't find any issues. I didn't find any issues. The only issue I do have is while I'm driving, my battery light blinks on and my RPMs basically drop slightly. Right when the light goes away, boom, charge comes back up, RPMs come back up, and everything's pretty much fine. Now, when I did install this alternator, I noticed a ticking. And the weird thing is that it doesn't happen all the time, but when I have my multimeter connected to my battery, and the ticking is going on, the vehicle or the multimeter actually reads like 12.4 to 13.2. It like fluctuates from between those two while the engine's running. And when the ticking goes away, which it's around this area, I'm sure it's the alternator because I've never had that noise ever. But when the ticking goes away from the alternator, I have a video of it as well. When the ticking goes away, the charge on my multimeter that I had on my battery then goes up to regular charges, which is like 14.2, 14.4. Now, like I said, it is a remanufactured alternator, so we do have to keep in mind that it might not be perfect, or it might not have been rebuilt properly. I've also been told that if alternators or just electrical parts are on shelf for too long, they could also get, they could go bad. I don't know how much of that is true about electrical parts going bad if they have if they're on the shelf for too long, but I'm gonna assume that that's what it is. It's just the alternator, because I have no other issues. Like I said, I did a parasitic draw test on pretty much everything, pulled all fuses. Car has never had any big issues. I even followed a bulletin that I saw for this vehicle. I had no codes. The part was cheap, so I replaced it anyways, which was the emissions control valve on the rear bottom end. And they say basically that when that valve gives out, I'm not sure if this is 100%, but this is what I read. When that valve gives out, basically the car could be off and the valve thinks that the vehicle is still on and is somehow opening and closing. I'm not too sure how that valve works. It's called the emission control valve. But I replaced it. It was $40, so I wasn't really worried about the $40. I just went ahead and did it just to make sure, get that out of my head. But other than that, I mean, there's nothing else I could think of other than the alternator itself. I did look on the electrical wiring diagram to see how the alternator works, and I mean, it's throwing up the battery light on my odometer, so I'm pretty sure it's gonna be that. I mean, because I've also been told that the alternator itself could also cause the parasitic draw. So, I mean, what else do I have? Oh, and I also looked on a database and got some more info, and supposedly this is a very common issue actually with people replacing alternators with remanufactured, not only with this vehicle, but with multiple other Infinities as well. I'm sure other cars as well. But when the alternator gets replaced with the remanufactured one, sometimes they're not good. So you have to keep replacing them until one of them lasts. I mean, I'm guessing that's why the one I got came with lifetime warranty in case of that reason, that it's just not a good alternator. Well, they have that warranty for life where, you could come replace it and hopefully you get a good one. And like I said, I was reading up on a database that actually said since it's a common issue, some people are known to continue to replace until they find an alternator that actually works. So I'm hoping today, replacing this alternator, I find one that works. I mean, this one works, but it has these little issues. Like I said, the ticking, it comes, multimeter reads low when the ticking's there. As soon as the ticking goes away, boom, multimeter's, you know, reading fine that the alternator is charging the battery. But other than that, I can't be having that issue, because if it's doing that while idling, imagine I'm driving and it's doing the same thing. And I've noticed it because my battery light comes on. I don't hear the ticking because of course I'm inside, but my battery light comes on, it flashes with the brake light, and then my RPMs just feel a little low, or just not as you know, as they should. And then boom, out of nowhere it goes away, my car's fine. Now I'm thinking, if it's doing all that and it is possibly failing, then of course, you know, it might just be the fact that the alternator is no good. So we're gonna make sure we fix that. Pretty much every component on this vehicle is good. I've pretty much tried my best to check everything. Like I said, I have no codes, which is the thing that pisses me off the most. Excuse me. Only one code I have is sorry, I have no codes that pertain to this issue. The codes that I do have are just abnormal voltages, but of course if my car's dying, you know, multiple modules can read the fact that, you know, you're just low voltage, or abnormal voltage is what I read. But yeah, we're gonna get started on this, and we'll see you in a bit. Alright, 7, 8, 9, 10. Alright, so we are gonna get started. So I don't have the new alternator yet, but where do I put these stuff? Okay. But we're gonna go basically pick it up right now. The only way I can get it is by taking off the old one, because it is a lifetime warranty deal. I do have to bring in the old one in order to get a new one. I'm also gonna remove this cover. I'm gonna see how quick I can basically go. I did recently replace it already, so I kind of have an idea on what to already take off and what tools I need. Hopefully I didn't miss any tools, because most of my tools are at my job. Yeah. Just gonna put this here. But yeah, basically for these G37s, based off of what I've done in the past, I like to, should I remove this? Yeah, remove this completely. I like to disconnect everything from the top, which is the alternator connector, and if I'm not mistaken, the ground cable as well. So did I do this one also? Yeah, that looks like it's on. We're good. So yeah, I'm gonna make space for the alternator up here. Basically disconnect the connector and the cable from the top, and what the heck? There you go. Now is this gonna break? I hope this doesn't break. Fuck. Once I have everything disconnected from up here, it's easier to drop from the bottom, because the alternator, in my opinion, I've never pulled it up from the top. Of course, it's very tiny, very small space. I don't think there's any way you could actually take it out from the top. But basically disconnect everything from up here and drop it easier with everything already disconnected. My main purpose for that is I don't want to put stress on the wires or the cables. It is a 2008 vehicle, so you do want to be careful with that. I already replaced the connector once, because last time I replaced it, the connector was completely fried into the old alternator. So when I had disconnected it, literally just broke into my hand. Can't see shit. Let me try to get that clip. But yeah, we are gonna take this off real quick. Alright, so I was very careful with removing this, because these boots, I know it's a huge common problem on these cars where with so much time they start to crack, and they're not cracking all the way through. So I did want to be careful with removing all this. I don't want another problem on my hands, so that boot is good for right now. But let me get my flashlight. Shoot, this is what I was talking about. So I like to basically start from the top, because oh look, I have a huge leak. Oh yeah, so on this vehicle I do have to do the rear timing cover. I forgot that when I did buy this car, the last owner did do the front, but stupidly didn't do the rear, which is ridiculous, because of course if you have the front, look, you can see it leaking through here too. If you have the front cover off, why wouldn't you touch the rear? It's literally a few more bolts, just reseal it, boom, you sell it like a freaking perfect car. But people are lazy, and look. But I have the kit for that. I'm gonna do that soon. I just did the oil change on it, so everything's up to level right now. It's a big leak, but it's not unbearable at the moment. Just gotta find the right time, but it's kind of hard to do a rear timing cover at home with basically all your tools at work. Oh man, you know what? I'm starting to think, could it be the oil leaking on this alternator that could be causing this problem? I mean, the connector has, or not the connector, but this cable cover does have some oil residue. Okay, let's try to disconnect it from the top though. I don't know if you guys see that. Fuck. What's the best way to take this motherfucker off? Oh, I know. Trusty plier. I mean, clip remover. Basically gonna feed this down here. Press on the button. And voila, out. Okay, so we got the connector out. Next, we're gonna do the ground cable. All right. Now, I did bring my quarter kit because it's easier to get around small on tight spaces with it. But I forgot to mention one thing is when you are working on, let's say, a starter or even an alternator, you do want to disconnect your ground. You don't want to accidentally mess something up or cause a spark or an arc, whatever. But yeah, so I am at the moment disconnecting my connector and my ground, and from there, once it's disconnected, I could basically just pick up the car and just drop everything from the bottom. And it's much easier like this because I have tried to do everything from the bottom, but it is an issue because the alternator does weigh a good amount. It's hard to get to that connector in the ground without basically dropping the alternator a little bit and then being able to pull it out. Excuse me, I just burped. Yeah, so the reason why I do it from up here is because I don't want to drop the alternator and put like tension on the cables. I do want to protect them. So right now, I mean, the connector came out easily. Now I just have to basically just connect my ground, and then from there, drop everything from the bottom. All right, we'll see you then. All right, so this job just became 1,000 times worse than I thought. I'm realizing that in this area I have way too much oil dripping, and this is not sitting good with me. My alternator looks dry, but I'm sure it will get worse than whatever that oil is at the bottom. I for a fact know it's coming from the rear timing cover. I mean, look, the seal from the fucking rear timing cover is just dripping all the way down. You see it in the middle of the V. Like I said, they did replace the front timing cover, but fucking idiots that sold me this car didn't do the fucking rear timing cover, bro. So I don't want to waste time. I'm already getting started on working on the car, so I'm thinking I'm just gonna end up doing the fucking rear timing cover. I did already purchase the kit for it, so I'm pretty much gonna change this job into a rear timing cover job. Fuck, I didn't want to do this, but I know I can, and I know I was gonna do it already, so might as well just get started on it now. Like I was saying, alternator is still gonna get replaced because it's showing weird charge, but this oil leak is not making me happy, and all this wetness on this power steering pump. Keep in mind, I don't have a power steering leak. My power steering pump has been at level for the longest, and it's literally at hot minimum. I literally just turned it on just to move it in. Engine's warm, so of course it would be at hot minimum. And yeah, that's just straight oil. That's literally just straight engine oil. So I'm gonna turn this job from what possible 2-hour job. Oh, I fucking hate mosquitoes. Let's see if I can get that motherfucker. Bitch. Motherfucker. Fuck, I hate mosquitoes. But okay, Now it's gonna be a 2-hour job to a possible 2-day job, because I'm gonna take everything apart, start scraping everything away, and we'll see what I find. I mean, I did have a homie that told me that the guy who sold me this car has sludge. I have bad news, but I have found sludge in this vehicle. So I've tried my best to already do frequent oil changes. I've done oil changes like maybe every 2,000 miles just to try to clean it through. But I'm sure now that I'm gonna take everything off, I'm gonna really see what the fuck is up with this car. Like I said, I have the kit in the rear. Starting at this time right now, I'm possibly gonna be able to take everything off, but everything might be able to go on by Sunday. So my next day off. So right now, I guess I'm just gonna start taking everything apart. Sucks, but it is my vehicle, so I mean, if I don't do it, who the fuck else is gonna come do it, right? But yeah, I'll keep you guys updated. I wish I brought more tools, especially my computer, because my computer gives me the guide on where all these bolts are. These timing covers and timing chains are very easy to work on, but I mean, just organization wise, you know. Another thing is, I need to find a place to store all these fucking parts, because my next day off is until Sunday. So I'm just gonna get started taking everything apart. I'll update you guys as soon as everything is off. Hopefully I can get everything off right now. I'm gonna try my best. But I do need to take off fan shroud. If I'm not mistaken, yeah, fan shroud, this tank, drop coolant, drop oil pan, and take this off. Everything's gonna stay in, engine's gonna stay in, but basically what I'm going to do to make this easier, I'm basically just gonna move everything away. Just move everything to the side and try to do my whole timing covers from here and timing chain. Just do everything from right here. So let's get started. I'll update you guys as soon as I have at least the front timing cover off, right? And then I'll just keep moving, because I need to get going. All right, bye. All right, so let me put on my gloves real quick.
Battery 100%.
All right, so I said I was gonna update you guys when I have the front cover off. So we are currently there. Oh, fuck, this shit was a bitch. It's actually my first time ever doing this one specifically. I've only ever done Q50s, Q60s, QX60s. And that's pretty much it. Yeah, I've never done any other engine. Oh, I've done V8. The V8, I think it's like the K something engine on the QX80s. Those V8s are a little bit more difficult than this one, but so far I have front cover off. Gallery gasket, I mean. This is good. People be hating if I say galley gasket, but all right, I got these new seals. They put fucking silicone on these? Idiots, bro. They put silicone on these instead of just fucking replacing them. They were like $5 each, bro. It was $10. Oh my gosh. All right, well, when I bought this car, they told me they replaced this sprocket. I think I'm gonna go ahead and buy this sprocket, and I'm gonna go ahead and do a little overhaul. I'm gonna buy the guides, the chains. I'm probably gonna order them tomorrow. But as far as this sprocket, I think we're chilling on this. I'm just gonna leave this one, replace this, and leave these two. These, I don't think, these are literally just gears, so these are fine. These two are fine. Oil pump's good. Water pump's brand new, brand spanking new. Look, oil doesn't even stain on it yet. Also, this water pipe right now that I take off the rear cover, it disconnects. If I pull it, it disconnects from the inside. I'm gonna take this with me, and I'm gonna order the seals for it as well. But yeah, I'm gonna get both chains. What is it? 2-3 guides, and the one tensioner. And after that, the one sprocket, and I should be chilling. That's pretty much my update. I've been here for. I started at. Well, I decided to do the timing cover at 2:30, I believe. It's now 5:50, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, I mean, I took it off pretty quick. Honestly, as long as I have the front cover off, rear cover is super easy. I just pretty much have to set everything to time right now, or I would say set. You know what? I'm not gonna reveal my secrets, but I basically just have to align my crank key to this line right here, and just make sure everything's fine on number 1 cylinder. Start taking everything off, and as far as timing and everything, I'm gonna worry about that on Sunday, because I mean, everything, you know, is still on right now. Take all that bullshit off. I'm gonna worry about timing once I have everything that's brand new. I am gonna take the front and this rear cover to work with me, as well as all the parts, so I make sure I know what I'm ordering. But as far as seals, I already have all these little seals. The only seals that I know I for sure need are these. The seal for the water pipe, of course this one sprocket. The seal for the oil check, or what is it? Oil dipstick, because it's been leaking. Like you could tell, like it's just been oozing out from the side. And also I looked at the O-ring and it looks like shit. All this is gonna get power washed off. Thank God I have a pressure washer. And yeah, after that, I have the seals for the rear timing cover as well. I have the sealant, the brand new sealant that's gonna go on this. I'm not gonna put sealant on these. I don't know which fucking idiot did this, but I like to use grease to hold my O-rings in place. It's easier, it's better, because the grease, I feel like it kind of just, you know, it goes away on its own, especially if it stays stuck in here. It kind of blends in with the oil, which of course grease shouldn't be going in the oil, but it's not gonna be so much. I'm just gonna put enough grease to hold the sealant. The issue about putting sealant where they did right now is now I have to clean out all the sealant that got dried up in there, and it's pretty hard now, so fuck. Look, I don't know if you guys see this one. It has sealant all over it. Yeah, I'm not gonna reuse any O-rings. I'm gonna make sure I replace everything that needs to be replaced, as well as like the sprocket cover gaskets, which are these, and this, the O-ring that goes into this timing solenoid as well. You could tell it's been leaking a little bit out here. This gasket looks fairly new, but to play it safe, if I'm gonna order those little things, might as well just make sure I get the gasket as well. After that, I have all the O-rings for these what is it, like oil pipes, I guess. Basically oil pressure feeds into here for the what is it, for timing control. Of course that goes into the solenoids. Yeah, it goes into the solenoids, but other than that, pretty much done. I'm gonna make sure I put everything away. All I have to do is just take off the chain and call it. This video will continue probably after Sunday. Try to get this video up ASAP, but I'll try to get everything off right now, see if I could do a quick little update on the rear, and if not, then I'll just make sure I update you guys for my next video. Bye. All right, another update. This is the rear timing cover coming off. Fuck, hopefully I don't break anything though. One thing I like to do when I'm taking off any covers, I like to go over all the bolts based off of like a diagram. What is it? I like to go through all the bolts based off of a bolt diagram, or at least the timing cover exploded view, and at least that way you get to see and double check if you're missing any bolts, if you forgot any. This timing cover should not be hard to take off. It should be pretty easy. Like right now it's already loose. That's pretty much how it should be. You should never really have to like force this off. Like look, that just popped right out. The reason why I say is because I have actually seen people break these covers. Let's say like sometimes there will be like let's say like a piece of metal that pops up here, and a bolt will go through holding the cover, and some people can't see it because there's like a little like cylinder where the bolt goes in, and people will miss it. So it's always good to double check your work. Damn, this thing had been leaking like a motherfucker. Look, all that has to get cleaned out, and this was clearly the timing cover. I mean, valve cover gaskets usually when they leak, they don't leak inwards, because if you see the valve cover gaskets on the inner sides, they're higher than the outer sides. So usually on the valve cover gaskets, if any pressure were to push through the gaskets, it would leak on the outer side, so it would leak outwards. These valve covers are really good. You would be able to tell if it's leaking or not. There is a little bit of residue here, but I think they had replaced it before I purchased the vehicle. Like this is just dirt, right? So all that can get washed out. Yeah, so look, this is what had been, oh shit, I almost fell. This is what had been leaking all over my components. So I don't know if you guys see this, but there was oil dripping down here, oil dripping inwards. So all this is basically dripping all of this. I don't know if you see, all this is from the timing cover leaking inwards, or let's say in this area. You can even see where it kind of breaks through. And I'm gonna be real with you, this gasket, boom, look, like that's extremely old. I mean, this engine's at 200,000 miles. It should have already had the rear timing cover done, but the last owner was an idiot and didn't do it. Fuck that guy. But yeah, as far as that, I got everything done. And also, I got lucky. So I put the key mark up and I noticed that the sprockets weren't properly positioned for 1 and 2. I was saying, so the sprockets weren't properly positioned, so I did basically a whole 360. And when I did that 360 and put the key mark right on the, you see, I don't know if you guys see that little like notch. As soon as I did the 360 and marked it up, everything aligned. So I don't know if you see, like, these are the markings I was talking about. I don't know if I even mentioned them actually. Oh well. But yeah, look, everything lined up perfectly. So we shouldn't have any problems. But from here on out, I basically just have to do mainly just cleaning, which is a bitch because all this having to get cleaned is tough. I have a vacuum, so I'm probably just gonna get a vacuum, suck up all that oil. And I don't know if I should pressure wash in here. I'm not too sure because there is a knock sensor in there. Don't know if that's gonna be a good idea, but I am gonna try my best to at least knock a lot of this down and just knock all this sealant off. I like to use my my wire brush, but on my little like rotary tool. Just make sure you don't get a wire brush that's too abrasive, something light, like maybe brass. And just scrape as much as you can off and just use a wire brush just to do the fine details. After all that's completely worn off, I get a Scotch-Brite pad and just go through everything, leave everything nice and bright and shiny. And before I install everything, brake cleaner, of course, brake cleaner first, and then I put my seals on. And I put RTV or the sealant on my cover. Boom, slap it on and do the whole pattern for all the bolts. And we're talking about the rear cover. For the front cover, same thing, but of course we have to go through more things. So yeah, look at all this leak. This should not be leaking. That's the rear timing cover leaking. So it was leaking from here down this way, leaking in here. It was leaking from here into the center of the engine, and it was leaking on the outers. And the problem was that I was having basically a problematic alternator, but when I pulled the alternator, I saw that it was filled with oil, and look how much oil is out on this area. So you can only imagine what really caused the issue, you know. I wasn't about to go replace a whole new alternator. And I started doing this because when I started the job today, I noticed that my belly, the plastic pan that protects my engine, my undercover, was filled with oil, and I had just done an oil change. And I'm very clean when it comes to doing the work, so there shouldn't have been any oil there. But yeah, so we're gonna wash all this stuff off. Damn, and this is the exhaust. Imagine if this caught fire. Luckily I got started on this earlier, but today is Wednesday. I got everything halfway done. Sunday I'm gonna come back, put everything back on, or basically do cleaning, all the tedious work, slap everything back on, and hopefully I don't have any more leaks. See you guys then.